What's up guys, welcome back to another music reaction / breakdown for the second song for Lay's kind of spotlight week. The rest of the songs that you guys suggested all kind of tied, so it was kind of hard choosing this one, so I ended up using like a random number generator and assigning each suggestion to a number. So the one that won today, we're actually going to be checking out Lay's Tian. Is it Tian? Let me know how to pronounce it in the comments below. I'm probably going to be butchering all these pronunciations as I continue checking out, different artists and stuff. But first impressions again with Lay, at least for my video to Lit, which if you want to check that out, go ahead and check out the link above over here. I love how he kind of leans into more of like the heavier side of his like music, at least in that one track. Again, I'll definitely have to check out more of his overall discography. Loved the intensity and power that he showed in that music video and that track that he has. It was such a banger, so curious to see how this one will go. Maybe it's the same direction or kind of take in like his discography or whatever, or it could be something entirely different. I don't know. I'm going into this completely blind, so I'm really excited to just dive into more of Lay's work. So with that said, go ahead and sit back, relax, and let's ride the wave. Alright, we got another heavier song here. Wow. Nice. Wow, really cool costume designs too. Nice. Before we get into the song, it sounds like it's going to be another like harder track or experimental track. I love the almost, I want to say, like Middle Eastern inspired elements in this track, especially the kind of like that vocalist in the back kind of humming that it's so good and sets such an ominous and mysterious kind of presence right from the get-go. And I love that choice to, instead of having like a typical kind of bass instrument kind of holding and supporting the bottom elements of the track, it's more of like a horn kind of sound, or it might even be like a really low hum from like an actual vocalist, kind of just like trickling in the back for the bass. So that's a really cool choice instead of just using like a typical bass instrument. The set design and the costume design, really interesting like choices here as well. Very like beautiful stuff, even though it's like a harder track. I have so much appreciation for kind of like the design and the influences that create these music videos and stuff. This whole like diamond kind of shape thing too is really cool. I love that dance too. So relaxed and intentional. Oh, okay. We got a build up right here. What is this visual? This is crazy. Yeah. Okay, drop. Oh. Yo, this is tough. Oh my god. Oh, and they dropped out the bass right there. Nice. Wow, okay, stopping it there, that was so much to take in. Oh my god. I guess starting with what I mentioned with the dance before, I love how it kind of started off with just kind of like that smooth like arm thing going up and around the head and stuff to kind of match the vocal flow for like his kind of rap style. Like I'm noticing a lot of the choreography too. I'm diving a little bit into the choreography. If you guys don't know or haven't seen my previous videos, I've mentioned that I've also have experience being like a dancer in like a few different dance styles. So I really like picking apart like the choreography and direction for that too. I'm noticing for a lot of the choreography, very, very heavy emphasis on like the hands and like the direction they kind of take to make certain pictures. That's really cool to see how they've kind of set it up in terms of like their formations and like the staging as well, where they're kind of standing on different levels of like these kind of like platforms and stuff, and how that kind of integrates into the rest of the formations and flow for the track. I don't want to like misplace the genre elements, but it gives me kind of like that Middle Eastern kind of flow and vibe and little flair in the back too, you know? So it's so cool to see that kind of mixed in with the super heavy EDM experimental elements. That drop that has the really cool rap flow on top with like these kind of pulsing, almost hyper growl synth noises in the back. For those of you guys that don't know what hyper growls are, they're like a certain bass kind of sound that sounds like similar to that, kind of like pulsing whoa, whoa, whoa in the back. Hyper growls overall tend to have like very different textures, and they're not all entirely the same. There's a lot of variance with what hyper growls are, but that is like has very similar elements to what a hyper growl is. So really cool to see that used for the forward energy and like to push the drop. And then just again, that low humming kind of bass sound in the back, whether that's like an actual vocal hum or if it's like a really low textured horn. So good. This track is like right up my alley. I love the choice of like the upside down shots too. This music video is crazy. Oh man. Right into a rap flow. Got this triplet flow going on. Yeah, just like yell at the end. Right into the build up right here. Nice. I wonder how they're gonna switch up the second drop. I love that kind of stop and silence. That's used a lot in like tracks to kind of build like a certain anticipation or like tension. Sometimes it's usually held for like maybe 4 counts, but here it's held for like maybe 1 count or like an 8th count. Dancers use this a lot too in their performance mixes, where they'll have like a huge buildup in their like set list for the performance and like the overall mixing in the dance track, and then they'll hold like a few 4 counts or like a whole 8 count to kind of build into like a really hype kind of drop in the dance or like the song itself. So I love how they incorporated that here, especially with Lay kind of like almost screaming, not really screaming, but he's definitely like belting into that like silence to drop into the second drop. So cool, like very well executed. And again, this visual is crazy too. I have like no idea what's going on. There's like, they're like in space and like there's like these robots and stuff, but there's also, you know, they're in like these vast lands and stuff. Similar to Lit, let me know the symbolisms behind all the elements in like the visuals and in the track as well, if you guys know. Would love to know more and dive deep into kind of like their different meanings for everything. This stuff is so cool. Yeah. Nice, and I love how it's just the instrumentation this time and no rap line on top. Crazy dance too. Oh, wow. This visual's insane. Oh, I love that syncopation in the back too. Wow, you got the chains and like the hands coming up on this end visual. Wow, that was so crazy. Like I thought like Lit's music video Like, yes, obviously that was like super cool and like heavy and like crazy too, but this was like out there. So many interesting elements to the visual here and how that tied into, you know, kind of like the organized chaos that you hear in the instrumental track. There's a lot of like inspiration from the heavier parts of like different EDM subgenres and stuff. If you guys are into kind of like this sound, highly recommend kind of like the mid-tempo genre of EDM. There's a lot of like heavier bass elements within like the 70 BPM to like 120 BPM kind of range that follows kind of like this similar sound. Again, some artists, if you guys want to check them out, favorite artists in that genre or style is like Rez, as well as like Atlians and a few others I can't remember off the top of my head, but definitely check out Rez if you guys have never heard of that artist or explored the EDM genre by itself. I think you guys would really like kind of like that subgenre if you enjoy this kind of experimental, like more bass heavy music. This is so cool to see those elements in like a Korean artist that comes from a K-pop group that I've seen mostly do R&B and ballad type stuff. Super great contrast and like just kind of seeing like a different side of what the members are capable of here. Again, I don't know too much about Lay individually. I'll definitely need to dive more into his discography and like his background. So please fill me in the comments, guys. Let me know all like the background information, again, the symbolisms of everything. Definitely want to learn more about Lay. His stuff is so sick. It's crazy. Yeah, love that video. If you guys enjoyed the reaction and music breakdown, consider joining the wave by liking the video, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. All the support really does mean the world to me as a small creator. So with that said, guys, until next time, talk to you guys soon. Peace.